Dino Crisis is now available on PS5, but you can actually buy it. So I did a video on this about 2 weeks ago in regards to them bringing Dino Crisis to PlayStation for availability for people to play again. And it was one of those things, it was like it's been like one of my highest viewed videos. So it is one of those things for me that it does kind of state that this is, a big deal for players. This is something that they've wanted for a long time. They've been asking for it for a long time. And of course, PlayStation and Capcom have to be greedy assholes about it and screw it all up. We'll go ahead and read the article and then I'll go ahead and give my thoughts as we go along. So, Dino Crisis fans have been begging Capcom to notice them for some time now, so much so that the publisher acknowledged that Dino Crisis is its most requested game. Thankfully, it seems as though Capcom was listening, as Dino Crisis fans were placated for a time thanks to the announcement of the title's addition on the PlayStation 5 Classic catalog. However, now that Dino Crisis is available to play on console, fans of the series have been hit with the horrible realization that they can't actually buy it. That's because Dino Crisis has been locked to PlayStation Plus Premium, which users will need a subscription in order to access the classic catalog. And PlayStation doesn't appear to have included the option to purchase the title separately like it has with other retro games. So pretty much they're just being greedy about it. So instead of letting players be able to purchase the game so that they can go ahead and play it, they put it behind the subscription paywall, which is super shady and really stupid of them to do when you really think about it. So the fact that they decided to do that, it's really just going to piss a lot of people off. So we'll go ahead and continue. So, unfortunately, this appears to be an issue for Capcom in particular, as the publisher has pulled stunts like this in the past. For example, Resident Evil Director's Cut is another title by the publisher that can't be purchased on its own, as those that want to play it need a PlayStation Plus Premium. Other publishers, such as Bandai Namco, had similar policies in place, though it has since folded and allowed people to buy Tekken 2 on its own. So it's one of those things. I think this is something that PlayStation is going to keep doing, as well as Capcom. I don't think that they're going to switch back like it's stated for Tekken here. I think they're actually going to keep going with this and probably leave it in that regard, which is, again, it's very stupid for them to do that, considering how long people have been asking for something like this. I mean, yeah, it's not a remake, but it's at least them bringing the game back. So the fact that they dropped the ball this hard it's unfortunate and it's upsetting, but at the same time, it's not really surprising, especially considering how greedy Sony has been showing their hand lately, and the fact that Capcom, I feel like they're right there with them. People talk about Capcom because they did the Resident Evil games, and they bring up the fact that Resident Evil did so well. Personally, I wasn't a fan of Resident Evil 4 remake. It had some fun to it, but as far as comparing it to the original beats it hands down, no question. So the fact that they're doing something like this, in my mind, I think it's very stupid of them to be able to even consider doing this. So let's go ahead and continue on. Why Capcom has such an issue with players buying its retro games on the PlayStation Store is a mystery, but it's beginning to really annoy its fans. It's very annoying that they do this type of stuff. And at the end of the day, they know what they're doing. It's not one of those things where they're going to try to act naive or people are going to try to give them the benefit of the doubt. No, they know what they're doing and they're being very greedy about it. And it's stupid. It's very stupid of them. So Reset Era user Jaw Muncher told fans of Dino Crisis the news earlier today and was met with a choir of boos as a result. With many criticizing Capcom for not selling your dang games, there are also a lot of people claiming that they would have absolutely bought this today, but are now changing their mind since it's locked behind a subscription. Yeah, because at the end of the day, fans are going to see this. They're going to see that you guys are only doing this because you're doing it out of greed instead of actually giving the players what they want. And if that's the case, then fuck you. Because gamers are the ones that are going to have to pay out of their own pocket for this type of stuff. And if they want to purchase a game, that's cool. But to be able to have to purchase a subscription to be able to do this, so you have to pay every month. It's like, no. And then on top of it, have it be the premium subscription. It's like, go fuck yourself. So let's go ahead and continue on. It's a similar story on Reddit too, as user No Life BR broke the bad news on the PS5 subreddit. Their post was also met with a widespread criticism of both Capcom and PlayStation, with one user upset that PlayStation even allows this. And it's like, of course PlayStation allows this. They're probably the ones that were right there pushing for it. So like this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, don't give these companies the benefit of the doubt at this point. PlayStation, especially recently with the whole PS5 Pro, has showed that they're really getting greedy, because at the end of the day, they don't have competition. They don't have anyone else they have to worry about now that Microsoft is pretty much pulling back as far as the console wars goes. So with no competition, it just shows that they're gonna be greedy, and they're just gonna keep doing stuff like this. And on top of that, Capcom's not gonna be any different. Like, I really appreciate that they've come out with the Resident Evil games, like the classic ones and stuff like that. But as far as they go as a company nowadays, it feels like they're just as greedy as PlayStation. And this, like, hearing this again, it's not surprising, but it is annoying. So, yeah. So go ahead and continue on. While there are plenty more claiming that they won't be playing the game if they have to get a garbage subscription, exactly, and that they'll be playing it elsewhere. And that's the thing too, that I feel like Capcom and PlayStation kind of have to understand, is that, like, it's easy to get emulations of games nowadays. So chances are, if someone was willing to pay for the chance to be able to replay this game, a lot of them are going to be like, well, no, if you guys are going to put it behind a subscription wall, I'm better off just looking online to see if I can find like an emulator that I can play on, like, on a PC or something. Because at the end of the day, the game is old. It's not like a modern day game where you need, like, the most recent graphics card and everything like that. You can find it elsewhere. So again, extremely stupid on their part. It's more than a little bizarre that Capcom refused to sell games it knows people want. By its own admission, Dino Crisis is loved by a lot of people, which is extremely true. So bringing the title to PS5 with no option to buy it and no trophy support like other retro games feels like a rare miss for a publisher that can't stop winning at the moment. And I don't agree with that. I don't think they're winning at the moment at all. I feel like they're really starting to show their hand, and as time progresses, I feel like we're going to see more of how these companies are and how greedy they are. So still, we've seen the games like Tekken 2 that publishers can change their minds on these kinds of policies. So here's hoping Capcom does the same in the near future. I mean, there is a possibility that could be the case where they decide to go back on it, but if they haven't done it with Resident Evil Director's Cut, I don't think they're going to be doing it with this one. Yeah, I know a lot more people are probably looking to play the classic Dino Crisis than they would be playing Resident Evil, the original director's cut, because the game is so old and the controls aren't the best. But at least with Dino Crisis, that is something I feel like players would be more willing to go after because of the fact that they haven't been able to get anything for so long on this franchise. But I don't know. At the end of the day, it's one of those things. It just shows that PlayStation as well as Capcom, like, I feel like they need to, like, get their shit together, and I feel like there has to start coming out with like some type of competitors or something. The fact that we have somebody that made an actual like they're in the process of making a remake themselves of Dino Crisis is it's pretty sad, because players have been asking for this for a long fucking time. So the fact that they're not giving the players what they know the players want, it's really disrespectful to the people that pretty much helped your franchise and helped you grow as a company. So it's just another example of gamers getting, the shit end of the deal from the companies that they supported. So hopefully a lot of people, like it stated, see this and they decide, no, I'm not gonna purchase this shit because of the fact that you guys are pulling this. So hopefully more people go along those lines, and hopefully they see that they made a mistake. Regardless if they decide to switch on it or not, I really do hope that they see this and think, like, you know what, maybe we shouldn't do stuff like this, because even though we are the only ones in the market right now, doesn't mean that people are just gonna blindly go out and purchase it. Like, they still will stick to their guns, which is what I'm really hoping is gonna be the case. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you guys think this is okay that they're pulling this, that they're making you get a subscription just so you can play this game? And yeah, if you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.